So some of you may remember a series I did years and years ago called Prepared to Survive, where I did several different videos on my kits. I did a video on my EDC, I did a video on my sort of day kit or day pack, I did a video on my Get Home bag, which is the Maxpedition Typhoon. Still have this in the car, still rocking this kit. It's a great little emergency bag that has a bunch of supplies that I've often had to use, such as the tools for quick repairs. And then on up to a bug out bag or a 72-hour bag. Now I wouldn't consider this a bug out bag. I do have kits made up. I have made bags throughout the years that I have at home. But now that I have a home, a lot of my preps are on the shelves. So different shelves have different preps on them. And in the case of an emergency where I had to ditch and leave home and actually bug out, I would grab as many supplies as I needed for my family. I thought maybe it would be a good idea to have a more comprehensive kit in the vehicle. So although I probably will still have the 24-hour bag in the car, I'm going to build a larger kit in this IBEX-36 from Vanquest. A little bit larger pack, allows me to carry bigger tools, more tools, and still in a smaller footprint, something that I can still leave in the vehicle. Now it is winter here in Michigan, so I'm going to be building this specifically as a winter bug out bag, which often will just have more items such as clothing and items to keep you warmer as far as shelter goes. But I wanted to do a video or a quick review on the pack, so that's what this video is going to be about. And then future videos in this series, we'll get into the actual contents of the pack and maybe some subcategories as well, like tools or first aid or different modules that I have in the kit. So let's take a closer look at the Vanquest IBEX-36. Now this also comes in a 35 liter, but over the years I've become more and more of a minimalist, meaning that my gear has gotten smaller and smaller. So I was okay with the IBEX-26. This is a newer size for them, and this is their latest version of the pack. So this is going to have your upgraded suspension, your upgraded frame, your upgraded waist belt, and upgraded straps. And it is a sweet pack. So what I really like right off the bat with the IBEX-26 is that you can organize this to no end. There's all different ways that you can store gear in this without the actual pack being what makes it so organizable. And what I mean by that is some packs just have tons of pockets, sleeves, flaps, folders, zips, you name it, they've got it in there. And to me, that really takes away from customization that you might want to do to the pack, or ways that you want to store your gear. So this is still sort of just like an open dump style pack, but it has a lot of organizational features to it in the right places. So it does have several pockets on the top. It does have a pocket on each side, but in the middle, it's basically just an open concept. But what I like is that they have Velcro in different areas, and they have what's called these sticky panels, and they also have their sticky cubes that we're going to take a look at. And that really gives you the ultimate ability to customize this thing and organize it as much or as little as you want. So again, this is the IBEX-26. It's a 3.95 pound bag, 26 liter. Might be a little bit small, especially in the winter time, but I think I'm going to be able to get away with it. Again, it's the upgraded model with the upgraded suspension, frame, waist belt, straps. So we can start at the top of the pack, which also serves as the lid. This actually will fully suitcase open, and of course we'll look at that in a moment. But your top not only serves as a lid here, but it does have some organization to it as well. So we do have Spartan pulls on here. Now you can get these in different colors, which is cool. So you notice I have a red Spartan pull here, and that's because my first aid kit is right here up top. Again, up top you're going to want to have the things that you want to grab quickly. So your keys, a headlamp maybe, maybe a snack, something like that. Stuff that you could kind of grab with one hand. Maybe this is riding shotgun with you in the car or right behind the seat. Something that you could just reach back and grab. I often grab a headlamp. I often grab keys, or just maybe throw an extra knife in here. You name it, you can put it in here. So you have this nice accessory pocket up top here on the lid. Maybe if I turn this around to the other way, you can get a better idea of that pocket. So this is the pocket up top here, right on the top lid, and then right below that there's another pocket. And this is actually a really cool idea as well. So I do have the red Spartan pull on here. because I do have my med kit in here, and we can go ahead and pull that out. Now this is an example of one of their sticky cubes, and what these are is they're expandable pouches. And basically they have Velcro on the back, so these can actually go anywhere in the pack where there's Velcro, so they can go all on the interior. They actually have Velcro on the insides of the side pockets that you could put this. But since I'm using this just as a med kit, I'm stashing it right up top. So this has red pulls on it. It says med on it, glow in the dark med patch there from Vanquest. And then, as I mentioned, these are expandable. So not only do they just open, and you can see I have a ton of med supplies in there, but if you needed more room, if you wanted this to become larger, you can expand this out just by undoing this other zip here. So I can go ahead and undo this other zip all the way around. And you can see that you get a ton more room in there. So now it's a huge cube, and I can put a lot more gear in there if I wanted to. So again, there's this secondary pocket here, but what's really cool is you can actually access that from the inside as well. So I can take this top here and I can flip the lid open. Now again, if you kept going with these zips, this thing would fully suitcase open. But what I like is you sort of got this hard stop on this corner here. So when you're pulling this zip, it sort of just automatically stops right there. And what's good about that is that allows you to just flip your top lid open without it going all the way down and going crazy on you. But back to this top pocket here, there's actually a zip on the inside, and that passes through to the outside. So this pocket allows you to access that med kit, for example, from the outside for quick and easy access. But if I had the pack open, I could also grab it from the inside. On the front of the pack here, you have different loops with the nylon here that you can clip stuff to, carabiners, you could strap stuff to. They actually have this shock cord here that you could stuff stuff down in the middle here, rain jacket, or just an extra tool that you might be carrying. There's a hook and loop section up here for morale patches. There's also a center hook here, which would be great for like one of these hero clips. Perfect spot for that. I guess that's probably where I'll leave that. Moving further down the pack here, you have two axe loops, I guess they are. They're adjustable. You have this little flap here that something could ride in the bottom of, so if you put like a saw or a tool or something down the center here, it'll hard stop at that flap on the bottom there, which is nice. Bottom of the pack here has extra webbing loops, so you could put a bedroll or something like that, or a wool blanket or something on the bottom there, which is cool. Then on the sides, they have what's called their Molly Air, made out of this Hypalon material. I have a BK7 just on the side here, and I was able to just attach that to the webbing here, and then I actually took the top compression strap and ran it through the top of the sheet. So I mean, this knife is not going anywhere. It's super securely attached to the side there, which is really cool, and it still gives me access to the side pocket. So both sides have a side pocket. I can unclip the two compression straps that are on both sides, and this zips down. It doesn't zip all the way around, but it zips down enough to basically get in this pocket here. It's going to be kind of hard to see, but on the bottom there is, let's see, there is two pockets, just two sleeves on both sides. So you have a sleeve here and a sleeve here. Again, for storing tools, maybe a lot larger flashlight, you could stick the butt end down in one of those pockets. And you notice the high-vis interior here. This is actually a 210D high-vis interior, so it makes it really easy to see things that are down, maybe at the bottom of this flap here. But here's where you have that hook and loop. So you could take that med kit, for example, or one of these sticky cubes, and you could actually just take the Velcro off the back here, and you could put that right there. So that could just store right on the inside there, and makes it great, again, for organization without having the actual organization built into the pack. And that's something I find really, really convenient, so I can customize it the way that I want to customize it. The other side is identical to the first side. I actually have an axe On this side, again, this is going to be my winter bug out bag, so I need bigger tools for processing larger amounts of wood, for example, or building a quick shelter, for example. Now, one thing that I wish this did have was not necessarily the cup holder sleeves, but I do wish it had a sleeve on the bottom here, maybe something similar to what they have on the front here, just this little flap. I wish they did have something in here to catch the butt end of a tool, whether it be a saw or whether it be this axe. It'd be nice if something caught that there. Now, what's nice about an axe is you obviously have the big, L shape at the top, and that's gonna catch on this top compression strap, which I haven't ran through the compression straps here. So, I mean, that axe isn't going anywhere, but it would be nice if that butt end, if there was something to place that butt end in down there. So if I ran like a silky saw or something like that, or my Boreal 21 saw, that it wouldn't slip out, which it might do. I'd have to attach it some other way. One other way I thought to attach it would be to go from one side of this webbing with some shot cord, but the way they have this sewn, it's tacked down the center here, so you have no access sideways to these loops. It's only up and down vertically for attaching things like extra pouches. And you could get there, they have a hydration carrier, which would work great on the side if you had a free side, would work great to hook that on here. And I might actually do that. I might, because I am going to be taking my Grail water bottle as my water filter and as my bottle. So I may get the water carrier from them and put the bottle on the side, and then I could put the axe on the front of the pack. So I could just run this axe right down here through this shot cord. It actually does go into the butt end there, and then just figure out a way to attach it up top here. And the way you do that would just be to use this center loop here and just run a quick clip around there, and that would take care of my axe. So I'll probably end up doing something like that, or I may just store the water bottle on the inside. I'm not really sure yet. And again, come the full bug out bag video, you guys will see what I actually ended up going with. But again, you have compression straps on the side, high quality buckles. You got your Spartan poles again here, and then this just zips down, and you have basically the same exact thing on the other side. The high vis interior. You've got your sticky panel here that you could put a cube to. They also make little, what they call their little sticky panels. They come in a long size and a short size. You could stick that to right there and store things like extra magazines, or you could store a multi-tool or a flashlight. Sky's the limit on what you could use that panel there for. Moving on to the back of the pack, you've got Vanquest ultra comfortable shoulder straps here. They do have load lifters up top, and what's really nice about this is that it is adjustable. So if you have a shorter torso or a longer torso, you can actually adjust these shoulder straps up and down on this webbing on the back here, and then you just Velcro it shut, which is really nice. It's got the air mesh here. It's really comfortable. I have no problem carrying this weight around. I'll probably be in the 25-ish pound range maybe with food. And I'll have no problems carrying that weight with this pack. Again, real high quality webbing all the way down. You've got a couple of places here to just hook things to, loop things to. You've got a really nice sternum strap with the stretchy on the one side, which is what I like. High quality buckle. You actually have a whistle there, which is really cool. It's built right into your pack, so you don't really need an additional whistle in your kit. And I'm all about that. And then up top here you have the main grab handle with two grab handles on the side here. So you can briefcase it on either side, or of course you can pick it up by the grab handle. Moving on down to the hip belt here. I believe this is removable, but it is adjustable in the back, and of course it's adjustable in the front, and it actually tightens from pulling from the outside instead of from the center, which is really nice. They took that from backpacking style packs, which I think is the only way to go. So again, a nice high quality buckle here, and then again you can pull from the outside to tighten that up. Makes a huge difference. And then they have these cord wraps here, which is really nice. You can wrap up all your extra, once you get this sized properly or fit properly on you, you can wrap up all your extra nylon webbing, which is really cool. You have a locking zip here, which is nice. They come together and you could throw a little lock on there. Great for traveling, for example. But again, you open this up and they stop at the edges there, which is nice. And then you just continue zipping all the way down the pack here on both sides. and you can fully open this pack up and access all your contents. So again, we'll go over the contents in another video here. Again, these sticky cubes come in different sizes. So these are the smaller ones here. The bigger one I have the med kit in, and then they have a bigger one as well. I'm not sure what I'm going to use that for yet, but these are going to come in handy. One's going to be for electronics, one's going to be for maybe a fire kit. So I have those in there. All my other odds and ends and sleep system. And again, I'm not quite complete building this out, so you will see that video when it gets time to do so. So we can see here that this fully suitcases out, which is nice. Up top here we have that zip that accesses from the inside and the outside. Then you've got a pocket below that, which is really nice. It's about this deep. Great spot for carrying other odds and ends there. And then on the bottom, again, you have this hook and loop section. So you could actually, you know, stick something like one of these expandable cubes to it. You could do multiple cubes in a horizontal fashion. So that's really nice. For example, you could take 2 of these cubes and you could, you know, put them on the front flap there. I'm not so sure I'm going to do anything like that on the front flap, but you also have that sticky material or the hook and loop material on both wings of the inside here. So getting back to what I said in the beginning, some of their other packs, like the Trident pack, really built for electronics, and it's overly padded. It's got padded dividers. This one's got all the same sort of hook and loop in it, but it really is still an open configuration and allowing you to basically configure this however you want, which is really, really cool here. So you've got this pocket, this big pocket here in the back. I just have a solar panel in there. It is adjustable, so if you want to put larger equipment in here, you could do so. And then the front of this has more hook and loop, but it's also webbing. So you could, you know, attach something like just a different pouch here that had like the Molly webbing on it. You could attach that there, and then again, you could put a bunch of these different sticky cubes down in here and attach them that way as well. So again, just tons and tons of customization and features to allow you to do that. In here is going to be the frame sheet. Really nice frame sheet that Vanquest uses on their packs here. You can see there, really nice rigid frame sheet that slides in. Of course, it is removable if you wanted to take it out. I will leave it in because I am going to be carrying a load in this pack. So we can go ahead and Velcro that back down. And then you've got a loop here for, of course, a hydration bladder, and you could just store the bladder down in there. With the zips, zip back up to the corners here, and you flip your top flap over, you're right back to a dump style pack here, which is really nice for loading and unloading. You could unzip just one side and access something out of the middle or the bottom, which again comes from, you know, backpacking packs usually have that feature on them. So a lot of thought went into this pack. Again, it's got a ton of ways to organize it without the organization being built in. So you're not stuck to a certain pattern or a certain template that somebody else has thought up. You can really customize this thing and make your own template and make the pack function how you want it to function. You've got the large main dump portion of the pack here. You've got the top lid, which is very nice without being, you know, overly done. I like the fact that you can access that from both sides, which is cool. The wings on the side have just the right amount of webbing on them to hold something like a fixed blade or hold something like an axe. I like the fact that you can still access the pocket here. So if I didn't want to have this this tool on the outside here, I could store it in the pocket just as easily because the bottom of this doesn't zip all the way around. You're never going to lose it. And then again, with the Velcro in there, you could put so many attachments on there. You could put webbing attachments that you could clip something in there. You could put holster attachments, again, extra magazines, multi-tool flashlight. You could stuff the butt end of the flashlight down in there. So you can do a lot with that without this being, again, overly complicated. Some of the other packs will have zips and flaps and all sorts of different things in there. And I like that they left that out on this pack and really just made it so you can customize it with things like these little sticky cubes here. I like the fact that they stuck with just minimal grab handles here on the side. I do like having them here. You could cut them off, I guess, if you didn't like them there. But if they had overmolded handles or something like that on the side, it may just be too much. And I like that they just stuck with the regular nylon there. They could have done the main grab handle a little bit better, maybe done an overmolding on there. But again, it doesn't really bother me. The shoulder straps and the hip belt are really comfortable. And then you've got the front side of the pack here, which basically is something that I'll probably just leave open. And, you know, when you're on the go, if you had to use this or something like that, chances are you're going to pick up items that you may want to throw on there. Maybe I want to throw an extra wool blanket on there or something, and I could do that with the webbing here and these lashing points here. I could do that as well. So that's the IBEX-26. That's the pack that I'm going to load out as my winter bug out bag. And again, we're going to have a different video on the actual contents once I nail this down, and once I get all the different components in here nailed down, we'll go through that. I do have my sleep system nailed down, sleeping bag and sleeping pad. We're going to look at that in an upcoming video as well. But there seems to be enough room in here. The only thing I really haven't put in here yet is food, but with everything else in here, I still do have a bunch of room up top here, so my food probably will take up the rest of the space in this pack. And if you weren't able to go as minimal as I am, you may want to look into the IBEX-35. Of course, there's going to be Amazon links below where you guys can pick up one of these packs, whether you choose the 26 or the 35. You really can't go wrong with the quality, the craftsmanship, and just the overall capabilities that this pack offers.